The fate of his daughter has dominated question period this week. 8-year-old Tori Stafford was killed in April 2009, and Terri-Lynn McClintock was convicted of her first-degree murder and sentenced to 25 years without parole. Earlier this year, McClintock was moved from a medium-security prison to an Indigenous healing lodge, and that's triggered outrage across the country. Here is the Prime Minister following one of the many questions by the opposition about this move.
Our hearts go out to Tori's father, to her entire family on this terrible tragedy. We understand the anguish and the questions they have and the difficulties they have lived with over the past years. Mr. Speaker, the Corrections Act does not permit a minister to weigh in directly on the classification of an individual prisoner. The minister has asked the corrections services to look into what happened here to ensure that everything was done according to proper procedures and to make recommendations if the procedures need to be changed. I would ask the Conservative members to not make guesses about what Tori's family wants.
All right, Rodney Stafford is Tori's father, and he joins me in the studio. Mr. Stafford, I can't imagine what you've gone through, and I hate to make you relive all this, but I'm curious. Justin Trudeau says no one should presume to know what you're thinking right now about all this. What are you thinking about it?
I'm thinking I just want justice served. Victoria's life was taken. She deserves justice.
And do you think that justice is being done now?
No, it's not. No, this move to the healing lodge, it's very disturbing. It just shows there are holes in our justice system. I'm
just curious, like I'll play devil's advocate. The other side will say, oh, we don't want politicians deciding what should be done with individual inmates, that the correction system knows best. So is there a chance that this killer of your daughter is got a chance at rehabilitation in this lodge, or should she spend more time locked behind bars?
No, in my opinion, she should be within a cell. There's no reason for even attempting to rehabilitate this woman. She's clearly not willing to rehabilitate, especially after assaulting another inmate within the facility in Kitchener.
Right, very violently too,
yes,
might we say. I guess there's a lot of concern from the Liberal side that this is an issue that's being politicized, and that they're not caring about your daughter as much as scoring points on law and order agendas and that sort of thing. Do you feel that Tori's memory is being abused somehow or misused in the political purposes that it is?
Well, in my opinion, in a sense, no, only because it's getting to where I want it to be. It needs to come to Parliament in order to make this change. If politicians or certain parties out there are wanting to force the issue, then they're working with the public. And myself, and that's basically all we want to do, and I just want to try to get this reversed.
Yeah, there's some worry, I guess, that this will be such an incendiary issue that gets so many people riled up that it'll actually could last and become an election issue. Are you ready for that?
No, not really, only because I don't believe this should be one of our major political issues. It comes down to morals. There's no reason why anybody in that House of Commons should be debating any of this. It's a full-out mistake, flat-out mistake. I just want somebody to find the mistake and find the mistake and just have justice served.
And if Trudeau was me, which I'm a long way from not being him, but if he was, what would you tell me?
Sit down and talk to him, hopefully face to face, and just as parent to parent, and hopefully have him come to realize that there is a lot of hurt in this, and it's not political.
One thing, and correct me if I'm wrong, I understand, were you the first point of contact about this? Because didn't they talk about day passes and stuff? Weren't you asked about that?
Back in, it was just over a little over a month and a half ago. I was notified about Terri-Lynn attempting to apply for day passes for once a week for once a year to attend AA and NA outside the facility in Kitchener. So I thought. But during that conversation with Corrections Canada, they had mentioned that Terri-Lynn had been moved to Saskatchewan December of last year. So it kind of floored me because I had no clue. And if I had of, this would have been going on 9 months ago, 10 months ago now.
I don't know if you've had a chance to look at pictures of this new facility. It certainly doesn't look like a prison.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And all the things she's entitled to in this facility, in this healing lodge, she's basically living better than a third of our Canadians.
I know. I'm just curious. There's a rally booked for November. Is that something you're going to be involved in? What do you hope to happen there?
The rally, it's a protest on November 2nd, Parliament Hill. Basically, what we're wanting to do is, like, if this hasn't been reversed by then, we want to protest it. Keep it going. I want this reversed. She needs to be back to where she is. If it is reversed by then, we'd like to push the issue that these laws need to be changed.
What's it done to you personally? What's it done to having your daughter's memory being revived, if you will, and used as a political football in some ways? It
does hurt that there is actually a debate going on over it, but at the same time, I'm happy to be reliving it in a sense. I know Victoria's story is going to end up making it a safer nation.
Did you have any meetings on Parliament Hill today at all with anybody?
No, we just did a complete tour of the Parliament, and I wanted to get myself familiarized with the building and get my face in there and see if I could get some of these other politicians to realize there is hurt.
No outreach from the Conservative leader of the Prime Minister's office to meet with you yet?
Not as of yet, no.
All right. Well, I imagine that might happen. All right. Mr. Stafford, we appreciate you coming. I know it's difficult to talk about, but it's certainly an issue that's got an awful lot of people very concerned.
Good. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming in.